Hi, I haven't talked this much in a long time. I just finished doing 2 podcasts, and I was going to just hang it up for the day. But this just came in terms of Todd Akin. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You've seen the video. And this is a guy who has lost almost all support. And everyone has pretty much told him, get out of the race. Except for one person. Or several people.
Where are you at?
They're voters. Latest polls came out today, and Akin has not gained any ground because of the stupid things he said, but unfortunately, he hasn't lost any ground either. He is still ahead of Claire McCaskill by 1 point. Now, obviously, that covers the usual 3% margin, but still in all. For this guy to still be ahead after the incredible dumb thing he said, the incredible ignorant thing he said, it tells a lot about Missouri, and it also tells a lot about us. We continue to believe in really dumb things. Like the body would know if you've been raped so it can stop pregnancies. Now, Akin basically did say, okay, I said the wrong thing, but he's not the only person who believes this. And there are going to be people who are going to say that, oh, he made a mistake, and we're still sticking with him because anybody can make a mistake. And of course, yeah, anybody can make a mistake. I have inserted my foot and most of my leg in my mouth many times in my life. So I can understand that. The comedy radio station that just opened up in Boston stunted being, we'll put in a fake format until we can get the real one going. They called that station, the fake station, GAF 1200. And basically it was a 10-minute loop of almost every mistake that had been made by a politician within the last 10 years. If they could go back 30 years, they could actually have a real format. So I can understand opening up your mouth, inserting your size 10.5. The problem was that really wasn't a gaffe. That's what people actually believe. That's what people who support this guy actually believe. And it's time we stop being nice about this. Excuse me. I have said this before. I will say this again. I sincerely hope Claire McCaskill wins this thing. I really hope she does. She's a fine person, and we really need a good progressive in the Congress to balance out some of the stupidity that's been going on there. But if Akin does beat McCaskill, can we at least put the blame on the one group that would have caused that to happen? Can we put the blame on the voters? I mean, think about this. If you think that all the Koch brothers' money persuades people, the national GOP has pulled its support. State GOP may be pulling its support. Most conservative Republicans have asked him to get out of the race. The only people that seem to be on his side are people like the Family Research Council, the American Family Association, Those guys. Guess what? Even with all of that support gone, guy still leads by 1%. Those numbers haven't changed all weekend. They were like that before Akin opened up his mouth on Sunday, and they're like that on Tuesday. The bottom line is, the final arbiter of all of this, the people. And if the people make the wrong decision, I believe the people deserve to take the responsibility for their wrong decisions. If you believe California made the wrong decision, and it did when it voted for Prop 8, you have the right to hold California responsible until we right that wrong. We have the right to hold Arizona for continuing to allow people like Jan Brewer and Russell Pierce and Sheriff Joe Arpaio to actually hold office there and to enforce some of the most draconian laws possible. We have the right to hold states like Louisiana responsible for voting in people like their governor there. Good God, we can hold Texas responsible for a lot of stuff. But the bottom line is, we need to hold states responsible for the votes they cast that are bad, and we also need to hold states responsible for the votes they cast that are good. And that's basically it. The sad part about all this is it's going to be forgotten by November. It's going to be forgotten. No matter how much we try to get it to be viral, it'll be forgotten. And you'll have one more lame brain in Congress. And if anything shows that the voters are responsible for what happens, it is Akin. As I said, all support's gone, but they're still supporting Akin. Until I see evidence to the contrary, I keep a wary eye on the voters of Missouri. Later.